the 1920s classic children's book series Uncle Wiggily's Adventures, written by Howard R. Garis, illustrated by Lang Campbell, and read by Grandma Nana. Thank you for joining Uncle Wiggily and I. Uncle Wiggily's AutoSled, Adventure 1. One day, Uncle Wiggily Longears took Nurse Jane Fuzzy Wuzzy for an auto ride. "I suppose a sleigh ride would be more stylish," spoke Uncle Wiggily, "but I have no cutter." Nurse Jane said the auto would suit her very well, and away they went. But soon they came to the bottom of a steep and slippery hill. "Will the auto go up?" asked Nurse Jane. "Oh, I guess so," answered Uncle Wiggily. But it did not. The wheels slipped and skidded. "Oh dear!" cried Nurse Jane. "What shall we do?" Uncle Wiggily also wondered. After trying 2 or 3 times to get up the ice-covered hill and finding his wheels kept slipping, Uncle Wiggily said, "I will try a new plan." "Are you going to put chains on?" asked Nurse Jane. "I have none, or I would," said Mr. Longears. "But I'll try going up the hill backwards." So the auto was turned around, and Uncle Wiggily tried it that way. But the wheels whizzed around, and the auto stayed in the same place, at the foot of the hill. "We shall never get anywhere at this rate," said Nurse Jane. "Are you pushing, Nurse Jane?" cried Uncle Wiggily, as he turned on more gasoline. "Are you pushing?" The muskrat lady, who had gotten out and was in back of the auto, answered, "Am I pushing? Well, I should say I was. Aren't we going up the hill?" Uncle Wiggily gave a look. "We aren't going up a bit," he answered. With all of Nurse Jane's pushing, the auto seemed to be slipping back instead of going ahead. "What shall we do?" asked the muskrat lady. "I don't know," sadly answered Uncle Wiggily. "What's the matter, Uncle Wiggily?" asked Jackie. "Won't your auto go up the hill?" The rabbit gentleman shook his head. "We can't get it up," he said. "Maybe we could help," offered Petey. The 2 Bow Wow doggy boys had come along with their sleds to coast on the hill. "Thank you for offering, but how could you help get Uncle Wiggily's auto up?" asked Nurse Jane. "He could put our sleds under the front wheels," said Jackie, "and then he would have an auto sled. Maybe it would go up easier then." "It was very kind of you to offer me your sled," said Uncle Wiggily to Jackie and Petey. The sleds of the doggy boys were tied to the 2 front wheels of the auto with ropes. "Now we will surely go up the hill," said Nurse Jane. So they all got in the machine again, and Uncle Wiggily started off. But alas! Once more the back wheels spun around like an alarm clock. "Oh, we shall never get up," said Nurse Jane, "and I'm afraid something is going to happen. Suppose the Pipsisewah and Skeezicks come along now." "What did I tell you?" cried the Pipsisewah to the Skeezicks. "This is our lucky day." The Skeez sort of wrinkled up his nose preposterous-like and remarked, "Lucky day? What do you mean?" The Pipsisewah, with his paw, pointed to Uncle Wiggily, Nurse Jane, and Jackie, and Petey Bow Wow, still in the auto sled at the foot of the hill. "That is what I mean. Souse!" grunted the Pip. "There is Uncle Wiggily at the foot of a slippery hill. He can't get up, and we can catch him. Are you with me?" The Skeez said yes. "What seems to be the trouble, Uncle Wiggily?" asked Mr. Prickly Porcupine Hedgehog as he came walking along. "What's the matter?" Mr. Longears stopped the wheels from spinning. "The matter is, this hill is so slippery we can't get up. Our wheels skid, even though the boys' sleds are in front." Mr. Hedgehog gave a sneeze. "I can help you." "How, if you please?" asked Nurse Jane. "I have a lot of loose, sharp quills, like horseshoe nails," answered Mr. Porcupine. "Fasten them to your wheels." Oh, that seems awful nice of him. I see squiggle bugs, and I see the Skeezicks and the Pipsisewah. It is very lucky you came along, Mr. Hedgehog, said Uncle Wiggily, as, with the doggy boys to help, the rabbit gentleman tied some of the loose, sharp quills around the rear wheels of his auto. Yes, I am glad I had plenty of loose quills, spoke the porcupine gentleman. They will be the same as a lot of stickery spikes, and your wheels won't slip any more. Take a few more quills, and I have another ball of cord. But Uncle Wiggily had enough string. Oh, hurry, squeaked the squiggle bugs. Just as Uncle Wiggily, Jackie, and Petey finished putting on the sharp, stickery quills of Mr. Hedgehog Porcupine on the auto wheels, along came the Pipsisewah and Skeezicks. We want souse, they cried. But the gentleman rabbit and his friends jumped into the auto sled, and away they went. The wheels did not skim around because the stickery quills caught on the ice, and they sent up a shower of frozen splinters into the faces of the two bad chaps. Hooray! Now we are safe, cried the jolly squiggle bugs, and all was well. Well, that was a nice kindness from the porcupine gentleman to help out Uncle Wiggily and Nurse Jane. And that's the end of Adventure 1. That was a fun story. Thank you for joining Uncle Wiggily and I. I see you, I love you, and I will miss you until I see you again. Ah, fudge. We're going to leave it. Okay. No, we can't leave it. Okay, this is going to be 1. We're going to redo 1 because of that. Because if we're going to do things, we're going to do things right, even though it's a pain in my booty.